Thank you for Patreon now for donating to the Patreon.
Hey guys, Vanity Ezel back of Cafe Vanguard, Ezel Vanity weekly videos. I hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe, and so sorry. So this time we are covering some more reveals from DDo 1. Who knows? Are we gonna get one of the two new Divine Skill cards revealed in episode 3? We do not know. But currently we have a new Stoic ride line that's gonna be focusing on Blitz orders. We have a new Dark Stage ride line, which finally gives support to quote-unquote archetype cards such as Direful Dolls, meaning there is a chance for Divine Sister. So that video I made almost a year ago is almost worth it. And yeah, there was a whole lot of stuff to go over this set. So let's go and get this started, shall we, and see what we got. First up today, we have Brave Bullet of Duststorm Conrad, grade 2 SF 5k shield, 10k base, auto rear guard. When this unit attacks into a Vanguard, by energy blasting 4, choose an opponent's rear guard and bind it. So not too bad, not too powerful either, because it takes up a whole 4 EB. This is the equivalent to the grade 3, the main grade 3s of the demo decks, but it does get rid of a rear guard. The downside is it doesn't kill it, like by retiring it, so therefore any skills that proc off of retiring don't actually proc off of this, but it is still a decent card to mess with the opponent's rear guards and their binds, so does proc off with Shoji Doji as well, but the Energy Blast 4 definitely makes it a little bit too hefty to run, but again, in Shoji Doji who's not using energy, it's probably a solid 3 if not 4 of tech just because. And then we have the full line of PGs. So, I mean, we've known about these for a while, but now that we finally have their arts blown up, and I think their names translated too, I'm finally going to show them off. First up, we have Guardian Monk of the Raging Flames Monju, the grade 1 with boost, 0 Sosuke base PG. All of them have the same stats, and I'll go over them after the last one. Ridicule Disruptor for Dark States, Bringer of Defense Kalsen for Keto Sanctuary, Honeycomb Zuales, Star Arm Transformation Stolga Arms, and Served Up Warm Warmia. Okay, this one, and this one are my favorites. I don't know why, but anyways, they all share the same skill. We're containing Sentinel. Remember, Sentinel's deck on its opponent guard circle. Choose one views. It cannot be hit on the battle. And if your hand is 2 or more cards and choose a card from counter standard PG, nothing special about it. You can really run any of these PGs in your respective nation decks, or you can just run the other PGs of the same nation because they all have the same skill. But I think they all look pretty cool, and I actually cannot wait to use Monju and Kalsan and Warmia. The rest of them 50-50, but I cannot wait to see those 3 specifically in action because they look so cool to me. Then we have a Warrior's Rest, grade 2 normal order. By playing it with Energy Blast of 2, choose 2 of your units, and they get continuous Vanguard or Rear Guard. During the battle that this unit boosted, this unit gets plus 10,000 power, or this unit is boosted until end of turn. Then if you have 5 more units, draw a card. All around pretty solid. It's a very simple cost card. It pretty much pumps a half Persona ride to your front row, and then not to mention the fact you get a possible draw out of it if you're pretty much doing what Keto does best and just call a bunch of rear guards. All around, Warrior's Rest is a very solid order, and at least in Star of Alsa, I think this will be what it needs to pretty much pull back of the deck from the disadvantage it has of being a quote-unquote bad deck with being a demo deck, but we'll see. Either way though, I think this is a very solid order, and I definitely can't wait to see if it works with Rossaville, whatever its name is, the faded one for Keto Sanctuary, because if it doesn't cost too much EB or cost EB at all, I think I'm going to run this in it, because again, if you have a full board, free draw, and 2 things are getting plus 10 when they get boosted, so that's pretty solid. Then we have our Thursday reveal cards. So this is the Dark State set. First, we have a promo and Gap Jumping Gear Goat, because you can only support a promo with another promo because that's just the cardinal rule Bushy admits. Grade 2 Intercept 5k shield, 10k base, auto rear guard. When this unit attacks into anything, if you have a Gear Dragon Vanguard, hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, it does proc Chrono Jet, but also this is mainly meant for timestamp. Soul Boss 1, it gets plus 5,000 power for the battle, so cool 15k swing. And then auto rear guard, at the end of the battle that this unit attacked, if you have a Gear Dragon Vanguard, Energy Blast 3, bot deck this, draw a card, choose up to 1 of your rear guards, or up to 1 card in your bind zone, you may put it to the bottom of your deck. So all around, it can recycle stuff back to deck, and again, it is meant for timestamp because timestamp only procs if you have something different in the bind zone, or if you bind something that isn't already in your bind zone. So being able to recycle, that's pretty good. Being able to recycle your other units is pretty good, so if you run along in deck cards, that comes really helpful. Not to mention the fact it can basically loop itself, so if you want to abuse it with Chrono Jet, you can. It's just all around good numbers, and I think Gap Jumping Gear goes a pretty solid card for either Chrono Jet or timestamping or any other Gear Dragon main grade 3 they print us. Easy for except it's a promo, so easy is a stretch, but you know what I mean. Then we have Dragwood or Fallheart, so the Persona Ride Looper card for Dragon Empire, and just like the previous one that nukes a column, I think they also got the shit end of the stick here. So Grade 2 stuff 5k shield, 10k base. I love his art, his skill is horrible. Auto when placed, in my opinion, auto when placed when this card is put on guard circle from hand or discard from hand while riding from the ride deck, counter boss 1 or Energy Boss 3 to draw a card, standard of the cycle cards at this point, and then auto when placed on rear guard circle if your Persona rolled this turn by counter bossing 1 or Energy Blasting 3, choose a grade 1 without Sentinel from your drop zone, call it to back or rear guard circle. Why does it have to not have Sentinel? Am I missing something? Does Dragon Empire actually have the ability to bounce and I just don't remember? Because if they don't, restricting it from calling Sentinels is the the most useless waste of text I've ever seen. Maybe they do have a way to bounce Sentinels and I just don't remember, but my god, that is... Why? Why do they have to get the horrible cycle card? Because I feel like that's not necessary. The fact that, and even if it could recycle Sentinels, I don't feel like it would be that bad, but what it is, what it is. Foul Heart is not a bad grade 2. It's not an amazing grade 2, but I do feel like they got the worst end of it, or at least from what we've currently seen, so I'll give it a 2 over 3 of. Because it does give regards for attacks at least, or boosting. Then we have our new DDo line with Dark States, and I very much love this line. A, because it's fun to play, even though it literally just trigger sacked Ham Volleyed to death several times in a row with double crits, and also double heals, and one of them being a miracle heal. But, I do love this ride line because it gives me hope that because the Direful Dolls was a support archetype, and now that they actually made them an actual archetype, it brings me hope that there's a possibility we can get Divine Sisters, and as much as I was joking with that point before, the fact that it's a possibility now makes me a lot happy, so hopefully we get Divine Sisters, or Musashi to ride line, I'll take either or. And then we have, so first up, the Direful Doll starter, Tonya. Grade 0 boost, 5k shield, 6k base. I love how she just he, she, they, them has a sword. And then auto road point for a second draw card, standard star, just a free draw. I really like how it's just, look at the little cute little death bunny. That is just a whole thing as he holds the sword to your face. I just find it so cute. I don't know why. Either way, Tonya's the starter. And I do recommend running the Direful Doll starter just because if worse comes to worse, you're going to run as many Direful Dolls in your deck as possible. So yeah, might as well run the starter. Then we have Direful Doll Selena, and hey, look at that, ride line with rear guard skills. I love to see it. Anyways, grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base. Auto Rotapon by Direful Doll Griseldia. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Choose 2 cards with Direful Doll on their cards from them. Put them to soul and shuffle your deck. All around pretty solid. It's a free top 7 source that sends 2 things to soul. And then auto rear guard when it attacks or boost. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard Direful Doll's card name, you can add this 5k to this unit until the end of the battle. And if you did at the end of the battle, bind this unit. So that's pretty much what the Direful Doll line relies on. Sending stuff to soul and then binding and activating stuff from bind zone or looping stuff from bind zone back into soul. You get the point. Either way, though, being able to make yourself a 13k free booster that isn't mandatory, but if you do, it ends up in bind zone, which therefore procs off other effects, is alright, but it's solid. So I think Selena's a very good grade 1, not to mention the fact that, again, she checks top 7 and sends 2 things to soul just by being rode upon. So, very solid card. One of in the right deck. Honestly, I can see no reason not to run them in the main deck, because again, free, non-mandatory, 13k base. Pretty solid. Then we have Direful Doll Griseldia, who actually might be my favorite in terms of, I mean, look at her, she has so many blades. I don't know why I'm attracted to the blades. Anyways, great chance of 5k shield, 10k base. Auto and Rotapon by any grade 3 Direful Doll in card name, he calls card to rear guard. So if you have to play budget, because maybe you didn't pull the real grade 3, but you pulled the whole ride line and you pulled the backup grade 3, you can use this. Sadly, the backup grade 3 doesn't have a Vanguard skill, but you get the point. And then the other skill is auto and placed on rear guard circle. If you have a Vanguard Direful Doll in its card name, put a card with Direful Doll in its card name from your hand into your soul to draw a card and choose one of your Vanguards, and in that and this unit both get plus 5,000 power for the turn. Arm pretty solid because when you ride upon her, because you're probably proccing her skull for the Direful Doll grade 3, you can call her, proc her effect off, and then for the turn, the Vanguard's an 18k base, and this thing will be a 15k base, at least for its first swing, or until you stand it, who knows. But either way, Griseldia is all around a very solid grade 2. My only thing that I hate about the Direful Doll line is because you can't combine them with the premium Nightmare Dolls, but is what is, and I still like the Direful Doll line nonetheless, and I think they're pretty cool, and I'm glad that they're going in their own direction with this, so I'm not really against that. Either way, though, free soul charge, free 5k to both itself and the Vanguard, free rear guard calls with the riding opponent by the main grade 3, all around pretty solid grade 2, 4 up. Also, can be placed from anywhere to proc for that effect, so just keep that in mind. And then we have our main grade 3, who I really love seeing the curtain of, Direful Doll Master, Android. Some people say it's Android. I really hope that's not the case. I really hope that that is the actual name, because I think that would be really funny that they really chose to make it L instead of I, so then you know, like, it's a reference, because it's spelled almost the exact same way as Android, but it's spelled Android. I know that if it ends up being Android, it's fine, but I feel like this would be a lot cooler than just straight up calling it Android. Anyways, grade 3, 200%, 13k base, act Vanguard Circle, once per turn. By the way, if you notice, he's not a worker word, this is very important. Counterblast 1, choose a number of worker words with Direful Doll in their card names, from your soul up to the opponent's grade, up to the opponent's Vanguard's grade, call him to Rear Guard Circle, and if you call 3 or more, it gets drive +1. So you can call things of any grade, regardless of what grade your opponent's Vanguard's at, but you can only call up to the number of stuff your opponent's Vanguard grade is. So they're at grade 3, you can only call 3. Sadly, and I make a misplay of this, I think, in one of the matches, that aired. I don't know if it was in one of them that aired or one of the ones that failed, but because Direful Dolls kept sacking. But I called Iron Droid from this, and he's not a worker void, so he wouldn't proc off his own effect. But if he was a worker void, he would proc off his own effect because he does have Direful Doll on the card name. Anyways, though, being able to get +1 drive while the opponent's at grade 3 assault, so and worst case scenario, you don't get the extra drive, but it's saying he's an 18k thanks to this thing, and you have rear guards. And then auto Vanguard, when this unit is attacked, choose up to 1 worker void with Direful Doll on its card name from your bind zone, call it to guard circle, and this unit gets +5,000. That unit gets +5,000 shield for the battle. Something I didn't realize. That's not a hard once per turn. I thought it was a hard once per turn. So I made a lot of... Okay, so Handball probably wasn't going to win that game then, because I didn't realize that was actually, like, as much as you want to use. But the fact that it can... Granted, it can only do it once per battle, but the fact that it can do it at all, and then guarantee whatever you place is going to have at least 5k shield, if not 10k possibly, this is all around pretty solid. Android's very good. It has a way to bind, get cards back on from bind to guard circle, and it has ways to loop those cards back into your soul to pretty much commit the loop again. And Automatic Fact has ways to get multi-attack we're about to get into, and it has a possibility to get triple drive and just board presence off of just existing. All around, Android is a very solid grade 3. That's how you do budget grade 3s, but please give this support to either Musashi Armor or Divine Sisters, and I will stop asking about this, and because I know they can actually do it. So, for our Android. Then we have DDo Pallia, grade 3, 200% 30k base. Auto when placed on rear guard circle or put on guard circle. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard DDo on its card name, choose a card DDo on its card name from your drop zone, put its soul. Cool. Procs off from Android's effect, procs off from being normally placed on rear guard or guard circle. All around, pretty solid, and it gets stuff to soul. And then auto rear guard, when this unit attacks, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard DDo on its card name, regardless of what it swings into, it can be a grade 1, it can be a grade 2, it can be whatever, as long as it's attacking anything and you have a grade 3 or greater DDo, you may have this unit get +10,000 power for that battle, and if you did, at the end of that battle, bind it, then you make Iron Boss want to draw a card. All around pretty solid. 23k swing just by having the grade 3 on Vanguard Circle. Get stuff in soul just by being placed and anywhere really. And then by counterblasting when it's bound, you can draw. And honestly, the deck does not spend that much CB. So for Liberata, very solid grade 3. It does proc off Grisalia, worst case scenarios. So all around, she's really good, and she's also the reason why you can loop stuff back into soul really easily for Andral. And also, remember, she technically has 5k shield thanks to his ability. All around, very solid grade 3. Love the skill, 4 of. Then we have DDo Pallia, or Pelagia, grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base. I don't know why her art seems much more high quality than the other one does. Anyways, auto rear guard. At the end of the battle, that she boosted. If you have a Vanguard DDo on its card name, bind this unit. There's up to 2 cards with DDo on their card names from your drops and send them to soul, and then contains guard circle. If your Vanguard's a DDo, it gets plus 5k shield. All around pretty solid. It works on the 10k. Both of its abilities proc regardless of what grade your Vanguard's at. So if you're at grade 1, this is still a 10k shield, and it's still a send 2 direful dolls to soul from drop. It does not matter what grade your Vanguard is at. So you can use this the second you start calling grade 1s. All around, very solid card, acts as a free 10k shield, and if you proc it with Andral, 15k shield, acts as a way to put itself into bind zone for that 15k shield, but also gets more stuff in soul for the next turn when you triple call. All around, pretty solid, and this deck can build back a board like it's nothing. Honestly, if you board nuke them, that puts them in a better situation, because then they can rebuild their board. So all around, and also they can recycle their stuff, so don't board nuke them. Either way, Palgia is just a very solid grade 1, easy 4 of in this deck. And then we have Direful Doll Providencia, grade 2 and 5k shield, 10k base. All the fact that she just has a green lance. Auto rear guard, when she attacks a grade 3 or greater unit, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard Direful Doll on its card name, she gets 10k power for that battle. So unlike the grade 3, she is restricted to being specifically swinging into a unit, but again, it can be Vanguard or rear guard. Free 20k though. And then auto rear guard, at the end of the battle that she attacked into anything, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard Direful Doll on its card name, Energy Blast 3, bind her, choose a worker word Direful Doll and different card name from this card of your soul, call it to rear guard. So you can't loop it. At most, you can get 5 attacks in the deck, assuming you have 2 of these on rear guard. But the fact that you can call whatever the hell you feel like, this maybe, get more stuff in soul, and then just keep going on the loop and put her in bind zone. Worst case scenario, you can use Andral with it. It's just very solid. For Providencia, she's just a very good grade 2. And honestly, I love how they've done the Direful Doll line. Then we have Carefree After School Foretta, grade 2 and 5k shield, 10k base, a lyrical monasterio card for Kyrie. Surprised she's getting support here. Auto when she's placed on rear guard circle. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard Kyrie in its card name, until the end of this turn, she gets boost and plus 5,000 power. So cool 15k booster, which is nice. And then auto rear guard at the end of your turn, back counterblasting one and putting her to soul. Draw a card, and if you have a Vanguard Kyrie in its card name, choose up to one of your rear guards for every 2 grades of that unit. Bounce them to hand. So that floor plan, if you don't know who floor is, it's a grade 2 from the first booster set of lyrical Monastery, who's a 6k base, who calls the top card of your deck if it is a unit card that isn't a grade 2. And the reason why I specify that is a lot of people say Floor is bad. Floor has been the sole reason why I can just manhandle people, because when I'm pushed into a corner, Floor casually seems to flip whatever I need, even if it's a trigger, then I can just beat my opponent to death with rearguard spam. So, the fact that, but she has to call it open rearguard circles. The fact, oh wait, I'm not realizing she works at the end of the turn, never mind, but the fact that she can bounce rearguard is nice, so you know, if you have to call a PG for offense, add it back to hand, or if you had to call something, you know your opponent can nuke it, just add it back to hand. All around 14, and it also gets soul, so it works for regular Kyrie as well. All around, pretty solid grade 2, 3 over 4 of in Kyrie. And then we have the grounds of having create miracles. I feel like this is a sneak peek to Razio. Grade 2, Blitz Order. You may play this card by Energy Bossing 2. Look at the top card of your deck. You may call it to guard, circle, put it to the top of the deck. If you called the card, you get 10,000 power for the battle. I like how you don't have to call. You can either choose to call it, which will probably mean it has at least a 10k shield on top of that. Or, you know, it's probably a 15k shield unless it's a grade 3, but the fact that it turns a grade 3 and 10k shield is great. Or, it just sets a trigger. Like, if you put it back on top, that almost guarantees tells your opponent that is a trigger unless you can block this attack anyways and you know you can make it through the next turn. Then they're like, okay, that's not a trigger, it's something that they want in hand and I can't get rid of it. Either way, Creates Miracles is a very solid grade 2 Blitz Order, and I'm not going to lie, unless Raziel takes up enough Energy Blast, I will probably find a way to tech this into that Raziel deck at 4, because I really want to see this card go off, because I really love its art. I think it looks cool. And then we have an order that does almost the exact same thing. Bonds of Dragokin. I lie, actually saying it does the exact same thing, but this is really cool. I like the guy in the background with the dragon. Anyways, grade 2 Blitz Order. You may only play this card if you may play this card by Energy Bossing 2 if your opponent's Vanguards are grade 3 or greater. Choose one of your Vanguards. It gets plus 25k for that battle. Yeah, that's just a... So Bushy went from, okay, let's make conditional shields or, like, you know, consistent shield values such as 10 or plus 5 or plus 5. Nah, fuck that. Free 25 just by your opponent playing the damn game. How is this fair? I don't know, but it is apparently. All in all, not a bad Blitz Order, but the fact that it works during any attack and the fact that, you know, it's a free 25 just by Energy Bossing 2. Good job, Bushy. Good job. 3 of, I guess, I don't fucking know.
And now we have the last few reviews for today. So we have our new insect line, Mega Colony based for Stoic Hay, finally having the Bug Boys back. And honestly, the slime seems pretty cool and I can't wait to test it out. So first up we have Time of Happiness Lascria. I'm just gonna say Lasaria, even though I know it's pronounced wrong. I don't really care, so Lasaria is what I'm gonna name this, and until I'm proven otherwise, I'm just gonna figure it out. Anyways, grade 0 boost, 5k show, 6k base, auto road pine, 4 second draw card, standard starter, not special, but it's pretty just cute and nice, and I think she looks cute and cool. And apparently the ride line has swords, which automatically makes it my favorite. Then we have Days of Training, Lascria. I feel like it's like an insect, and I just don't remember it, but Honor and vote upon by a grade 2 card with Lasaria in its card name. Start your deck to 1 grade 2 Blitz Order without Regalia's piece. Reveal it, put it to your hand, and shuffle your deck. Okay, so something I very much like about this deck is the entirety of it that focuses on Blitz Orders does not specify it has to be the one released with this stuff, meaning that one very specific grade 1 and Blitz Order combo from I think set 11, yeah, looks like that fits in, so thank you Bushy for future-proofing. But all around pretty solid. It can search for any Blitz Order, which is great. All you have to do is ride upon it with a grade 2 with the specified card name, so all around pretty solid. Sadly, don't get the Regalia's piece, but considering the Regalia's piece is a hate towards over triggers, it can see why it doesn't search the Regalia's piece. Either way though, very solid card. One of them in the red deck, sadly no rearguards goes, none of them in the main deck, but it's fine. And we have an Oath Upon Mother Sword, Lascaria, whatever. Okay, I honestly love her hair in this one. Grade 2 and stuff, 5k shield, 10k base. Auto when she is rode upon by a grade 3 card with Lascaria in its card name. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck to 1 Norman with Valino in its card name, or up to 1 Blitz Order from on them. Really put it to hand and shuffle your deck. All around pretty solid, because it either hits you a Persona Right, possibly, it either hits you one of like 4 other different units, or it gets you a Blitz Order, so all around pretty solid. Sets up the playstyle, sets up the rear guard, it just does its job well, and I think the only way this could have been better is if it had the ability to call itself from soul, and if it had the Valino card name, but it's pretty good as it is, so one of in the red deck, none in the main deck. Then we have our new Blitz Order, which looks amazing, just quality, and again, sword, and she's a butterfly. I think it's beautiful. And that is Everfescent Shadow Dream Blade. Jesus Christ, that name is so badass. Play it by energy blasting 2. Choose a unit being attacked, and it gets plus 20,000 power for that battle. You can play one or more blitz orders this turn. Or sorry, you can play one more blitz order this turn. When you play this card, the number increases. So pretty much like that one interaction with the one ballista card, where if you play True Hearted Ruby, every time you play True Hearted Ruby, it gets plus 10k, and then you can keep playing more orders. It's pretty much like that. I love how people were complaining about the offensive meta, and then kept asking for more blitz orders and more than once per turn blitz orders, and Bushy is giving them really powerful blitz orders in the form of this, and now we're giving them multiple once per turn blitz orders. This, all around, pretty solid, and the fact that it only costs Energy Blast 2, which by the way, as far as I've read, none of the rest of the deck requires energy, so you can stockpile that and then just spam this 24/7, but cool, free 20k that just loops. So all around, very solid blitz order. I think it's amazing. You would be dumb not to run this out of 4 of. Hell, this is a tech to like any fucking Stoic deck that doesn't spam energy, because this can be procced off in any deck. So very solid, easy 4 of. Then we have Sword Princess of Dream Blade, Lasario Valino, grade 3 to persona 13k base. Love the art here. Continues Vanguard during turn. If you have 3 or more units with Valino in their card names, all your units with Valino in their card names get plus 5,000 power. And if you have 5 or more and your opponent's Vanguard's grade 3 or greater, this one gets a crit. So half persona right to your entirety of the board pretty much. And then on top of that, she gets a crit, which is pretty solid. The downside is for her to get the crit, they have to be at grade 3, but not for the free 5k buff. So there's that. And then auto Vanguard at the end of battle, this unit was attacked and was not hit. If you played a blitz order this turn battle, draw a card, and if you did not countercharge 1. So it's not every time you played a blitz order for that battle you get a draw. If you played 2, you still only get 1 draw. But the fact that you can also get a countercharge off is great, especially because literally only two of her support cards use CB, and none of the ride line does, including herself. In fact, her entire ability is free. It's just great. She 5k crit for free. All you have to do is have a board, and she gets you a draw and blitz order just by literally playing this or any other blitz order. Easiest 4 of grade 3 in my life, and now that I've seen Bushy again can consistently make really good side grade 3s, I'm expecting that the Divine Sister grade 3 any day now. Anyways, we move on to our support cards. So the Valino line. So Valino Familialia Familial, grade 2 5k shield, 10k base. Auto when she's placed on rearguard circle other than during the battle phase. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Sky in its card name, discard a card from your hand, choose a card with a different card name from this unit from your drop zone. Call to rearguard if it's a grade 3 unit card with Valino its card name, and put it to your hand if it's a blitz order. The fact that you can just ditch a card that you want to superior call, and if you don't, you can just ditch a card that probably has an on-ditch effect, or just set up for drop zone. Pretty good. The only way, in my opinion, this could be quote-unquote better is if it was a grade 1, but I mean, even then, it's amazing, because not to mention the fact it can call anything from drop. It doesn't have to be specifically a Valino. It can call anything from drop. It just needs this on Vanguard Circle. So, all around, very solid. Actually has to call specifically a Valino, but I mean, you can get the blitz order back, which is also good. So around, Mulia is a very good card. 4 of, adds back the defense if you had to play defensively early, so you can continue to stockpile these, or just gets you more rear guards to proc off her skill more consistently against rush decks, or not rush decks, nuke decks. Either way, very solid grade 2. And oh, look at that, she's a okay, you can't see it because the art crops out, but she's a common. 4 of her. And then we have Valino from Magalia Fourier, one of the only two cards in this deck that's Counterblast. Grade 1 boost 5k shield, 8k base. On when she's placed on rearguard circle, if you have Vanguard with Scryanna's card name, procs off on any of the ride line. Counterblast 1, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose to 1 card of Valino's card name or 1 to 1 blitz or from one. Reveal it, put your hand, shuffle your deck. The day they make archetypal PGs is the day that Overdress is broken, because they have so many ways to search archetypal PGs now. But being able to search any Valino, including a Persona ride, while being on any part of the ride line is amazing. And not to mention the fact that she can also get blitz orders, and then continues rearguard during turn if you have a Vanguard with Scry and its card name, gives 2,000 power. Anyone that was complaining about decks not being defensive, here's your out, and it still has offensive power to boot. So there we go. Easiest 4 of my life. And also, she's only a rare. Thank you, Bushy. You're only proving my point, though, that you are physically capable of giving us very low rarity side grade 3. So I am very much expecting that Divine Sister grade 3. Then we have Valino Cabarro Gem at Farius, grade 3 to personal 13k base, auto rear guard once per turn. At the end of battle this grade that your grade 3 or greater Vanguard of this card and its card name attacked into anything, if your opponent's Vanguard's a grade 3 or greater, card plus 1 to stay in this unit, and if you have 3 or more units with Valina on their card names, plus 5,000 power. So automatically he'll be at 23k base thanks to Valina's skill, but 4 attacks, one of them possibly having double crit, run extra crits and or front triggers on top of that, your opponent's not breaking through. Honest to God, I don't even think you need draws. No, straight up, because this procs from anywhere, which means you can call her off Melial and she'll get the search. This deck searches enough as it does in the early game, and honestly, the 5k in a crit, you just put more crits and more fronts on that. I honest to God think that they made the monster of Stoicheia because it can get so much defense power and it still has a very good offensive side. I mean, that's just a theory, but I'm pretty sure I'm right on this one. So 4 for Faris, and I really can't wait to see how good this thing is defensively and how good this deck is offensively as well. And then we have our last card of the day, and that is Dazzle Bubble Paradise Persia, grade 2 and 5k shield, 10k base. Auto when she is put on guard circle from hand or discarded from hand during your ride deck, Karen plus 1 or NG plus 3 to draw a card, and then auto when placed on rear guard circle if you persona or Karen plus 1 or NG plus 3 to choose one of your units until end of turn. This unit goes plus 5,000 power. 8 will get plus 5,000 power, not this unit. And if you chose a rear guard, bounce that rear guard to your hand at the end of the turn. Again, like the earlier grade 2, if worst case scenario you have to call a PG for Kyrie for whatever reason, or a PG in a general for a unit, bounce it. So aggro, still aggro. Either way though, pretty solid. It's not my favorite of them, but it's definitely not my least favorite. I think that one goes to the Dragon Empire one. Ball and run, very solid. Anyways, I'm going to end my here. Hope you guys enjoyed because I cannot wait to test play these. The next week we are getting Razaziel, the Angel, Keter Sanctuary, Divine Skill. So we'll see what he does, and we'll see if it breaks the deck or not, and we'll see if it's going to have the Miracle 6 damage shield that everyone's saying. Either way, though, I'm this one here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, don't forget to follow Twitch, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to send up your Vanguards.